Hi, this is Dr. Eric Fields. So today I'm discussing lifestyle change strategy number 4. So it takes a while to get used to us not being so full all the time with food. It really does. It's a change. It's a change just in the sense of getting used to a different physiological sensation. And a lot of times, the way that we've programmed ourselves is whenever we're in this kind of neutral state, which is we're not full, we're not bloated, but we're not really hungry, we often misinterpret that neutral state for being hungry. So, in other words, any kind of physiological experience or any kind of sensation where we're not feeling really, really full and stuffed, we equate with being hungry. And that takes a while to get used to. So what I found to be really helpful, especially in the early process of my weight loss phase, was to rely a lot on liquid to fill me up, such as water. But for me, seltzer always worked even better. I think it's the fact that it's a carbonated beverage and those bubbles just make us feel more full. And so seltzer water or sparkling water has always really done the trick for me. Whenever I'm kind of like, I feel my stomach should be a little bit more full, but I don't want to eat because I know that I have these goals and I don't want to blow my deficit. So seltzer water really did the trick. And many times, again, it was just that sensation in my stomach of being more full that really did the trick and made it a lot easier to go on with the day. And of course, this becomes even more important when we're in a deficit and we may be a little bit more hungrier than usual. And I mean, in reality, being a little tiny bit more hungry than what would be typical if we were in a maintenance phase. So for those of you who are really savvy and really are buying into this idea that we have a food dependency issue, you may say, but wait a minute, Dr. Fields, that doesn't sound good because you just said before that this is a problem. This is a problem with us overreacting whenever we feel like we're just in this neutral state, and we interpret that to mean we're really hungry. When meanwhile, we're not really hungry. We're just not stuffed or full. And so shouldn't we be working towards trying to get used to being in these neutral states and not being so reactive and saying like, oh my gosh, we're really hungry, we need to do something? Absolutely. But in the meantime, while you're working on your food dependency issue, while you're trying to reprogram your brain to not overreact to these neutral states, I think having a little crutch, like something to give you that sensation that your stomach is more full with either water or seltzer, can be really, really helpful. So this is lifestyle change strategy number 4. I hope you find this really helpful. It's such a simple strategy, but it really works, especially when you really are not that hungry or not hungry at all, and you are in this neutral state, but you just are so used to having a fuller belly. It can really be helpful because it almost sends that message to your mind saying, hey, everything's okay. But it's really, it can be a long-term strategy because you enjoy it or you enjoy having, this beverage, that's fine. But definitely it should not be a strategy that's used without also trying to address being overreactive to these neutral states, as I call it. That's still something you have to work on because we want to get to a point where we're okay in these neutral states and we're okay with our belly not being super stuffed and super full. that's a reprogramming that takes time. So in the meantime, use this trick and let me know how it works out for you. This is Dr. Fields, and I'll have more strategies in the future.